I'm gonna try my best to give you guys a day in the life of a loan signing agent, and I'm going to record for this week, like vlog my signings, you know, me working out, just giving you guys a little, you know, snippets of, you know, what I go through and the different scenarios throughout the day. I think one is a HELOC, one is an assumption. Small packages, they're not that big. Yeah. So I'm gonna walk you guys through this signing today, and I'll show you the paperwork after, you know, and when I'm scanning and everything. See you soon. Bye. So now I came to pump gas because my next appointment is not until 10 a.m. So I text the signer and I asked him if he's available earlier because I'm in the area. And he hasn't responded, so let's see. I have an 8 o'clock, a 10, and 11. And then I have some time spaced out in between. And I don't have 2 appointments until 6 and 7 o'clock at night. My dog has been having seizures, so he has a 2 o'clock appointment. And I'm gonna take him and to do blood work, to see, and then leave to my last 2 evening appointments at 5 o'clock in the evening. Yeah, I can't wait to put this video together for you guys. A week in the day of a loan signing agent. That's the GPS. So your girl is flying to her 10 a.m.
In 2.2 miles, turn left onto South Poinciana Boulevard.
I'm trying to make myself a breakfast to go. I'm heading to my 10 a.m. and then I have to drop off documents to FedEx after that appointment, and then I'm gonna be going to my 12 o'clock. I just finished my 10 a.m. and I have something to tell you guys. Drama. So I show up and the lady opens the door. This was a loan modification. It was quick and easy. And she comes outside. She doesn't even say good morning or anything. She's like, can we sign on top of the car? And I looked at her and I said, no, we can't. Well, the last notary, the last person that did it did. And I said, well, that's dumb, but I don't work like that. So I told her my stamp has to be legible and it's not a solid surface, which is true. I've done it before. That's the reason why I refuse to do any signings anywhere that is not on a table. Okay? So if this happens to you, because I'm sure it will happen, it has happened to me plenty of times in the 6 years that I have been doing this. There are a lot of people that do not respect you. They don't care how many documents you have. They're like, they want to put you in the most uncomfortable, unorthodox situations that you should not be in. And you should be treated as such, okay? And you have a right to refuse. If any complications arise, you contact the signing service, the title company, and you let them know what's going on. And trust me when I tell you, they're gonna be on your side because they want the documents to be legible, they want them to be clean, and they want them to be, executed correctly. And you need a solid table to do that. So immediately she went inside. I don't know what she did. And then I went inside her house. And clearly there was a big table, a clean table for us to sign in. I don't understand why some of these, signers want to put you in these uncomfortable situations. But I was straight up with her. I looked at her and I said, I don't work like that. I'm not going to do that. So either they accept it or they don't. So that was that situation, and whatever, it was done in 5 minutes. I left her house and now I'm on my way to drop off documents. Sorry guys, I don't have a car holder. Anyways, this is not my car. This is my niece's car, and my car, my daughter's driving it because she's in the process of getting a new car. Her car got totaled. Out of subject. But anyway. So yeah, I'm on my way to the post office, and they accept both UPS and FedEx, which is great. So I'm gonna ship these documents and go home. And I don't think I have to scan these. I'm gonna double check the email, but I don't think I do. They just want them shipped, which is a good thing. And yeah, so I'm gonna drop off documents, head home, because my next one is at 12 o'clock and it's only 10:20. So I got plenty of time to get to that one. And hopefully enjoy my breakfast that I made. I still have it here. It was a bagel with egg and cheese, and I'm gonna eat that up because I'm starting to get hungry. These are situations that you're gonna go through as a notary, and you have to be professional. You know, you have to stand your ground, and like I said, you're not gonna get in trouble for doing what's right. Unfortunately, a lot of these people don't respect us and the work that we do, and I just think that that's very unethical and awkward. You know, when they ask you to sign on top of hoods of cars, like, that's not cool. Especially when you have a lot of paperwork, you know, that's not right. And I have come across a lot of people, you know, doing that, and it's very unfortunate and it's unprofessional. So that's my rant. You know, I'm just trying to educate you guys on how to handle the situation. You know, if they refuse to sign inside their home, wherever the appointment is scheduled, you know, on a table that's clear and clean, you know, for you to write and everything to be clean and legible and executed properly, then you contact the signing service and you let them know, and that's it. And you don't, you know, you don't have to go through any uncomfortable situation, because that's how you should be treated, with respect and professionally. All right, guys, let me show you a little glimpse of my ride. We're heading to UPS FedEx drop-off docks. I'll talk to you guys soon, and let's see what the 12 o'clock appointment brings me. Wish me luck. Bye.
Turn left.
So I'm done with my 12 o'clock appointment. I got there a little bit late. I would say like 10-15 minutes. There was a lot of traffic, but I was done in like 20 minutes, and a really nice lady, a couple with her husband, she was very interested in the business, and I gave her the information to my ebook. I said it's a lot of steps, it's a lot of information. You know, I created an ebook, and I'm gonna send you a link, you know, once I get home. And she's super excited. You know, she really liked how professional I was, you know, and we're just talking about the business side of it, which was nice. It's something I'm very passionate about. That's the reason why I decided to do YouTube, because I wish I had a channel, you know, someone that I was able to access, you know, that wasn't so hard to access, number one, and just to get educated on the day in and day out, the in and outs of the business. You know, it's a lot. She did a HELOC. Like I said, it was 20 minutes. That was from Service Link. It was about 30 to 50 pages, if I'm correct. $65. Yeah, so it's not bad. Service Link pays every 10 days.
In about 3.5 miles, turn right onto Pine Tree Trail.
So now I'm gonna head home, scan, so I'm able to eat a lunch, and yeah. So the 3 o'clock appointment is a re-sign. It looks like they messed up on the mortgage. I don't know how. Gave me time to put gas, to get breakfast, and Then I went to my 11 o'clock appointment.
In 1 mile, turn left onto Marigold Avenue.
And closing these out. But the point is that he had to sign specifically for his 2 name variations, and then he had to put the as known as. So that's one very important thing to remember when you're looking at the documents. If there is a further known as, FKA, or as known as, AKA, they have to sign exactly how it is printed under the line, their name, with those 2 abbreviations. So I am back home. I did the 2 signings. I had a HELOC, and I'm not gonna record, them, because a lot of people don't wanna show their faces. But it was quick. I think I finished in 20-30 minutes. And my cat's coming in. And then I went to the second signing, and it was an assumption. An assumption is basically divorce paperwork. It was about 20 pages, if I'm correct, 20 to 30 pages, very small package, like a loan modification. And it was quick. I did the signer number 2, which was the ex-husband, and it was in and out. He had a witness. Yeah. So now I'm back home, and I'm gonna scan the documents for the HELOC. Yeah, I have to take it out because it saves time. It saves time, obviously. You just scan right there, and then you go to a FedEx or UPS. But the only reason why I didn't do it today is because I knew that I only had 2 hours. I would leave here at 3, but I think I'm gonna leave at 2 to be safe. So I'm gonna drop off the documents and then head out to my CrossFit class and call it a day, guys. This is today, a day after Memorial Day. A bit slow after the holidays, but I haven't had any incoming signings as of yet. And that's okay because it's been really busy lately. So when you scan, you have to push them down, like put them backwards down, because when you scan them this way, when you see them in the screen, on the screen, when you open the file, they come out like this, right side up, if I explain myself. So he's going here. Gotta put them as straight as possible. Now I'm gonna put the voided check back and clip it. And remember, we're compressing the file so I can upload it. So I'm telling you guys, when you have big files, you have to compress it, make it smaller, so you could be able to upload this to the platforms. And I learned that the hard way. So I'm gonna put this in my notary bag. And let's see. Mom? So I just got home from my 3 p.m. thinking that would be my last appointment. But while I was at the table, I got a couple of more signings. So I have a 5 o'clock buyer, which is in my neighborhood, so I don't have to drive far. I hope that the buyer documents that I have are not, I hope that they're not allowed to print. And I think I'm running out of legal paper. I have to make an order in Amazon. I'm gonna print the sellers a copy. So I'm gonna put print 2 sets. And now I'm gonna print, so sellers is 18 pages. Let me count 18 pages. 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Scanning pretty fast compared to you having a small scanner. And if you try doing it with small loads of paperwork. So I have an agenda. This helps me see it physically and write it, like it's a daily schedule book. So it has the appointments for every hour. So it has from 6 a.m. until 9 p.m. every hour. So I basically put, okay, at 8 o'clock in the morning. Now, the name is Martha Alvarez. Martha Alvarez. She was from New York. It was like almost 200 pages, as you can see. So it's basically making the file smaller so I could be able to upload it to the portals. Because if you don't compress the file, it's not going to upload. I'm grateful that I know ahead of time, but at least I'm ready for the day. And I'm gonna go drop off documents that I did yesterday. And I'm gonna work on editing this YouTube video. I was thinking, but anyways, I feel a lot better now. But now I'm like, I have to start all over again. So this class that I went to, I had an incoming call, guys. I always forget to put it on airplane mode when I'm recording. But this is the dual tray Epson. Brother. And that's that model. HLL 6200DW. This one I did buy brand new. It cost me almost $600. I bought it during COVID, and I know these, I believe they have newer models. They're worth a lot more money now. But then again, you could always buy it refurbished to save some money. But this is where I put my letter papers. And this is where I put my legal. So basically you just print, a file, a PDF, and they come out both legal and letter. That's why they always recommend this. And it has to be laser, okay? You can't just use any regular printer. This one, I have it as a backup. So I could scan my documents. This is both a printer and a scanner, a single tray, to which I love, and I use it as backup as an emergency. If anything happens with this, I could use this one. The only thing is a single tray. So with this one, I would have to adjust the paper sizing, which takes longer. That is the reason why they recommend the dual tray, because you don't have to be swapping the paper sizes. And it's very important that these title companies receive these documents exactly how the PDF shows it. Okay, sometimes you get lucky. You just have to print paper on regular letter size and they don't have legal, but you would figure that out once you open the file. So it prints here, and this is the model HP OfficeJet Pro 9015E. This one cost me almost $300 too. This one was bought in BJ's, BJ's or Sam's, I don't remember, one of those. And then I put my documents in here, but you see how this is very small? You could only put a very small amount of papers to scan here. And then it has that where you could put, anything there to scan. So like I said, you should always have two of everything. But this is the one that's a fast scanner. You will not waste time for when you have, documents that are 200 pages, this is the one you need. So my recommendation, get this first and get that. And then slowly but surely, once you start making money and you're able to, depending on your finances or whatever, then you get yourself something else, And you could shop around. You could look in Facebook Marketplace if you could find these, cheaper. So here, This is my little, my cat, guys. That's Luna. That's my newest kitten. Say hi, Luna. Hi. Hi. All right, so I have my files there. All right, don't mind my mess. And then here I have, you know, my envelopes. I got my paper. These are the envelopes that I use when I go to the appointments. And then I have my paper stacked here. You should always have backup. And then I have a bunch of stuff here that you do not want to see because it's a mess. But I have my supplies. I have my marketing supplies, my pens, you know, my notebooks, my books. I'm really, I don't know if this is too high, but I'm really looking into purchasing a bookcase because I have books. I don't have like a whole library, but I like to read. So I have my books here and you know, they're at a place. So I would like to get me a little bookcase to start. And I'll place it somewhere in the room here to separate my books so I can see them and read, you know. I have a bunch of books on my nightstand. Well, mostly is my Bible and my journal. But yeah. So I used this box where Luna was in to throw trash. I throw my trash there and stuff. My shredder's in the garage. Whenever I have a bunch of paper stacked up that I don't need, I start, you know, to shred it and then throw it in the trash. That's the safe way, you know, for HIPAA, you know, privacy policy, all that stuff. You need a shredder. That's another thing you need to invest in. But that's pretty much it, guys. You know, I walked you through. Oh, and I have my laptop. You definitely need a laptop. You don't need a Mac. These are super expensive. And to be honest, they're not very compatible with the printers. And I have had so many issues, guys, with my laptop and printing. You know, they're just not compatible. So get an HP. I recommend get an HP, get anything other than a Mac laptop for LSA business because it's horrible. The settings always go off. You know, I have to constantly reset my settings for it to print correctly. Sometimes I have to use my phone, but that's just me having these issues. I don't know. I've heard of other people having a lot of issues with Mac and the Brother laser print. For whatever reason, I don't know. I think you should get something way more affordable. You could get yourself a very good laptop in HP for $200-300. You know, it doesn't have to be extravagant, touch screen or any of those things. Yeah. If I have any other signings throughout the week, I'll just compile this vlog together and I will upload it and post it for you guys. And yeah, stay tuned for any upcoming videos because I am planning a series for you guys. A lot of educating content, you know, that I'm starting to plan. And I will have a recording day and I'll be giving you guys more information because we can never get enough of LSA. Thank you for sticking around till the end. I'll see you in a little bit in another day. Catch you on the next one. Bye.